Hey everyone, welcome back to Topher Drives, where this week I've been daily driving this 2024 Lotus Amira Turbo. As some of you know, Lotus offers two different engine choices here within their newest sports car, the Amira. They offer a supercharged V6 sourced from Toyota, and then they offer what's in this car, a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder from AMG in the Amira, making 400 horsepower and 354 pound-feet of torque. Now, I always kind of looked down on this powertrain because it's only available with an 8-speed DCT, and, well, there's only 4 cylinders. When I think of a Lotus sports car, especially the Evora that this car replaced, I think of a supercharged Toyota-sourced V6, and we actually had the Toyota supercharged V6 Amira last year. Actually, I think it was 2 years ago, and I emerged from that experience kind of wanting a little bit more. I mean, the car was fast, it sounded cool, but I didn't really get that baby supercar experience that I was hoping for. But now that I've spent a few days with this AMG powered Amira, it all makes sense. This is the one to choose, and I'm excited to show you what that's like today, and I'm excited to tell you about why I would pick this one as we do a bit of a commute to downtown. I'm finally back in Michigan. It's hot, it's summer, it's about 90 degrees here as the sun sets. It'll get a bit cooler as the night goes on, but I'm excited to kind of take this on our normal little commute loop and see what this is like. Now, if you've been a subscriber of Topher Drives for a while, year and a half, 2 years, you'll remember the last car we had. Biggest difference, of course, being the engine, the 6-speed manual transmission. But also there was one other key difference that I was eager to try out. Now, the last car had the sport suspension, and this car has the touring suspension. So we can see how that differs as well, or we can talk about it. Of course, I already know how it is because I've been living with this, but this is so choice. Whoever spec'd this car out, it is fantastic. Now, I don't know that I would pick this exact spec, but I can appreciate it. I can respect it. This one is finished in Magma Red with the extended black pack. So we have a black roof, black mirrors. They also opted for the gloss black wheels and yellow brake calipers. Lotus lets you really spec these out to your liking as far as colors go. Amira first edition, so this is a 24. This is a year and a half, 2 years old at this point. And in 2024, and I believe they are still the same price, they start at $99,900. The only cost option on this car is this extended black pack. So you pay a couple of grand for this black roof, but that paired with the destination charge for this car puts this particular vehicle at 104 grand. Of course, we'll put the entire spec in the description for you guys, but this has just been so much more than I was expecting. And it's a bit of a funny story why I'm even driving this. I was actually at a press event with a bunch of colleagues, and Sofian Bey from Redline Reviews and Drake Moscow from Drake Moscow were telling me how good the 4-cylinder Lotus Amira is. And I was thinking, I'm like, well, I've never driven it. I've only driven the V6. I feel like I'm missing out. So we called up Lotus, and they so gracefully sent us this beautiful Magma Red example. So let's quickly poke around this. We'll show you what it looks like inside and out, and then we'll commute it and see how livable this car is, because that is important. At the price point that this car is at, around $100,000, I think this should be able to do daily duty. I mean, and it does have some places to put things, which why don't we just start out here in the trunk, where honestly, this is pretty comparable to the outgoing Evora that this car replaces, where you do have enough room in the back for things, and even, dare I say, golf clubs. I don't know, I think it would have to be a small set of golf clubs, but you could, I think, shoehorn them in here, because this does go pretty far. You can see how much my arm disappears into the abyss on each side. So you've got room in there, and this is kind of like C8 Corvette style, where you have a good amount of room behind your mid-mounted 4-cylinder. Again, 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder sourced from AMG, 400 horsepower. And this is a bit confusing because I was doing some looking on the internet, and a lot of outlets were saying that this car only makes 360 horsepower, which is actually true for the European market, but us Americans get an extra 40 horsepower, so that is quite nice. Maximum allowable mass in luggage compartment, 50 kilograms. All right then, so however much that is, it's the max you can put in there. We also get black exhaust tips with our extended black pack, those looking quite proper back here as well. And we don't get a frunk. In fact, you don't really get anything up here. It doesn't open. But boy, is this thing pretty. I mean, it is just drop dead gorgeous. I think You could park this on the street and stand by it and tell people this is a $300,000 car, and I bet about 80% of them would believe you. This thing is pretty convincing, and it almost gives that baby McLaren vibe. I think it looks pretty similar to like an older 570S. It is just gorgeous. Some of the lines on this in the back, the haunches, the vents here, this intake, which makes excellent turbo noises, which you guys will hear once we're on the road. The glass cover into, unfortunately, you can't see the engine because it's under another cover in there, but still, this is just, it's just stunning. The Avaya inspired design as well, which is Lotus's hypercar that they claim they're going to make, but haven't yet. But at least we have this to tide us over in the meantime. One other thing worth noting before we jump in is this is allegedly the last internal combustion engine Lotus there will ever be, because there's a lot of changes going on behind closed doors. Lotus is kind of being taken over by, what is it, Geely? It's one of the Chinese EV companies that is just kind of making copy-paste electric cars, and we saw that when the Topher and I went and drove the, I don't even remember what it was called. It was a big pink SUV with red interior. The Amaya, maybe? Amaya or, yeah, it was one of those cars. But this is it. This is the last snarling, popping, cracking, exciting Lotus that we may ever see. So let's jump in it, let's commute it to downtown, and let's have a good time with this first edition Amira. You do get these special badges here. And the car is locked, no worries. We'll get out the key that kind of looks like an Amira. Look at the front here. They're kind of doing the Porsche thing where they make the key look like the car. It's a very pretty key, and on the side it says, "For the drivers." Love these mirrors. They're so pretty, almost like Ferrari 458-esque. Door handles pop out. You can see pretty simple spec on the interior. This is what Lotus calls their black Alcantara, of course. And then we have red stitching in here as well. A number of different interior choices, lots of tans, different stitching choices, and even the steering wheel you can spec to your liking as well. This just has the base steering wheel, completely standard, black leather with black stitching, though you can opt for Alcantara. You can have red stitching on here. Lots of different solutions, lots of different specs you can have here. You can see wireless CarPlay connecting to our little infotainment screen, which I'm sure a lot of people are going to complain just looks like an iPad stuck to the dashboard, but forgive Lotus, they are just a small little British company, so they can be forgiven for things that other big companies can't. But we also get this little first edition plaque here on the dashboard, which everything in here is wrapped in something. I mean, from the door panels to the dashboard to even the center console's wrapped in Alcantara. They've really gone above and beyond with this interior to try and make this feel like $100 grand, and I really think it does. Even the headliner is Alcantara, which you've got this little extra bubble up here for extra headroom. If you're driving this on track, you want room for your helmets. But I think the best part about this interior, apart from how much the seat squeaks, is this little parcel shelf behind the seats. You can see my hat here for width, and this goes the entire length of the cabin. So you can actually fit a good amount of stuff back here, kind of like a Porsche Cayman. Of course, you don't get the shelf that goes like on top of the engine, but you do have a good amount of room back here. So it is quite usable. There's a little net right there. And then you also have room under the console here. You can see I can stick my arm under it just to kind of show you guys. Probably hard to see on camera otherwise. But there are some nice solutions in here. I'm gonna start this up because it's 90 degrees out and I'm sweating. So let's get some air conditioning going. Also, the car is telling me that I need a service, but I think this car only has like 1,800 miles on it. I don't know why it needs a service already. Nice Alcantara wrapped sun visors. The rearview mirror looks nice because it's frameless, but you can't really see anything out the back. I would maybe like to see a camera mirror introduced to this Lotus Amira at some point. We may see it down the line, because I think this car will be in production for a while. Usually when Lotus makes a car, they stick to it for quite a long time because they can't really afford to just be making new models all the time, though that may change with their recent acquisition from the Chinese company. We've got a couple of cup holders here, which are staggered and they work if you have the DCT car. You're not bumping your elbow into them. And a very deep and usable center console that I've been using for my phone, because you do have this spot for your phone up here in front of the shifter, but it's a little bit hard to get it in there because the shifter kind of blocks it. So it's easier to just have it in there, out of sight, out of mind, but just know that you do have that spot there as well by your physical climate knobs, your drive mode selector, which we do have a couple different modes in this car, or a few rather, Tour, Sport, and Track. I've generally been driving this car in sport mode. It opens up the flaps on our exhaust. You get to hear all of those good boost noises and turbo noises from this AMG 4-cylinder. Even the vent tabs are engraved with Amira. I mean, there's a lot of detail in this interior that you wouldn't necessarily expect from this car, but Lotus really has gone above and beyond with this. And I mean, we discussed all this in the last Amira video. So let's go out on the road, let's make some noise, and have some fun tonight on this beautiful little sunset evening commute. Now, this shifter is fine. I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. The only thing is you have to go past neutral to get into any gear, and I thought maybe you could just grab a paddle and that would put you into drive, kind of like other sports cars and supercars, but you do have to use the shifter. So to go into reverse, you first have to go past neutral, then into reverse. And then I have the parking brake on, which is down here by your left knee. It's electronic, of course. You can already hear that turbo inhaling so much air. Leading lines there for the reversing camera. Through neutral, into drive, takes a second. You got to give this shifter some time. It is not to be rushed. And then if you want to go into manual, you can bump the stick either to the right or the left. That'll toggle you between the two. And it's just turbo noise central in this car. This is Lotus's latest giggle factory. I've just been cracking up driving this car this week. It's so entertaining. I've just been having the best time making noises. So let's make some noises. I'm gonna shut up for a second and let you guys hear what that's all about. I've got boost and I've got popcorn. The best of both worlds. Oh, this is such a good time. And all of the inputs in this car, they're very nice. I mean, they're kind of what you'd expect for a Lotus. The steering is pretty heavy. But with the touring suspension in this car, the ride is very forgiving. I keep thinking there's a car behind me, but it's just the reflection of the engine cover in the rearview mirror. Dale, Monte Carlo, he's looking at me, I'm looking at him. Car enthusiasts are so funny. All right, let's put these windows up. Just hilarious noises from this car. I love it so much. Can't hear as much with the windows rolled up. There is the slightest amount of delay from when you pull the paddle to when the shift happens. There is zero delay, though, to this gearbox as far as it's shifting. I mean, these are some of the most rapid shifts I've ever experienced in a car. You can't even think. I mean, you can't even comprehend how fast this gearbox shifts. It's really something special. Just so quick. I mean, just unbelievable. That is so fun. All right, we'll do one last little pull, and then we'll get this thing onto the highway. What's so funny to me is just how different this car is from its V6 counterpart. It's unbelievable. The front end, oh my. The front end is so sharp. I mean, steering feel in this car, look how quick the steering is. You can hear the seat creaking a bit as we do that. A little bit more body roll than I remember, which makes sense because this has the touring suspension versus the sport suspension. But I'll tell you what, I'd pick this touring suspension because if you're driving this car on the road, this is what you're going to want to have. And don't think that the touring suspension means that this car is all over the place. It's still unbelievably planted and precise. This really does feel like if AMG made a sports car, a mid-engine sports car, this is what it would be. And I would say that's a pretty high compliment for Lotus. You really got to be on it with these paddles. You saw I was about a half second late to pull that one on the upshift. Now this does also have launch control, which we'll show you. I'm just going to put this back into automatic there by pulling down on the stick. It's pretty simple. You just have to be in track mode, full brake, full accelerator, release brake, and it boings off the line. It gets to 60 allegedly in 4 seconds, but it feels faster to me, so see what you guys think. That is so fast, and of course the car prioritizes speed over emotion when you do the launch control, so it's just bang, 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 and it's just so fast. I struggle to come up with the words for the rapid fire. Noise with the windows down. I mean, listen to that. It's like McLaren levels of boost noise. And that's what I mean by, like, this is the baby supercar experience I want. Like, for $100,000, you get so much of that drama that you get with a McLaren or a Lamborghini. Like, this is so well done. Oh, we've got the low fuel light on. Yup. Okay, we will go and replenish the Lotus. Alright, let's put the windows back up so you guys can hear what I'm on about. And we'll go back into tour. Why don't we do that? Back into tour. Put the gearbox back into automatic. Let it make its own decisions. You do still hear a fair bit because the engine is essentially in the interior with you. It's just there behind you. So you hear the 4-cylinder. I think the 4-cylinder overall makes an okay noise. A lot of the cool noises in this car are the exhaust burbles, the noise it makes between shifts, and the turbo noise. The actual 4-cylinder itself doesn't make the coolest noise in the world. I think the V6 car under load does sound better, but in every other scenario, this one is cooler. The other cool thing about the V6 car is you can see the throttle body in the back. You can see it opening and closing, whereas in this car, you can't see anything. But the tune and tour mode is very tame, very, very smooth shifts, very progressive throttle input. I mean, this car is so easy to drive. I think you could really put anyone in this and they'd be fine. Forward visibility is fantastic. Big open greenhouse in here. I mean, from the driver's seat forward, very, very big dashboard, of course, because the front end is small for safety standards. You have to be sat quite far back in this car. But you can see out of it really well from 3/4 of the car. You can't really see much out the back. But out the front, visibility is quite good. Yeah, we'll be nice and we won't fly by this Pathfinder. But I don't get, with an entrance ramp so long, why are we going 54? It's just, I don't get it. It's like a mile-long entrance ramp and we can't merge going at proper speed. Okay. All right, let's get this cruise control, which I don't even know how to work. How does the cruise control work in this car? Absolutely. Oh, cruise. Yes, cruise. Off. Cruise. On. Cruise. There it is. Okay, so you just have to fiddle with these buttons over here. Oh, this is like the Volvo style cruise control where you have to hold it to go 1 mile an hour, or you can tap it to go up by increments of 5. Okay, interesting. This is just the best, you guys. This is my favorite time of year, when we can go out, we can be in a little sports car like this. It's June in Michigan, the sun is out. Oh, this is just, I am so happy right now. Vent placement, very good. And you don't have to use stupid, like, screen controls to move the vents. They're just little vent tabs to point the vents at you. Instant! Check that out. That was meant to happen. I'm also instant. For tires today, we're on a Goodyear Eagle F1. I meant to show you guys that in the walk around, but I was too distracted by the beautiful bodywork on this car. It's a bit of a staggered setup, and this tire, this Goodyear tire is never going to be whisper quiet, because that's not the purpose of this tire. It's meant to go around corners quickly and also be able to take you places safely in the rain and things, but it leans more towards spirited driving, so it's a little bit on the loud side. But as far as like insulation goes on the interior, wind noise is fine. You hear a little bit from these mirrors, just a little though. And if you want to drown that out, you have a KEF sound system, which I took my dad out in this yesterday, and he recognized KEF as a brand that, like, one of his audiophile friends back in the 70s or 80s had a bunch of KEF equipment. So this company's been around for a while. I've never seen it in a car until Lotus put it in the Amira last year, 2 years ago. So we'll test that out for you guys once we get downtown, after we put some fuel in the tank of this car. I do also like that the start-stop button is under this little panel, kind of like a Lamborghini. It's all of these little touches that just add up to the baby supercar experience. But ride quality here on the highway is nice. Elbow comfiness, actually, pretty good. On the driver's door panel, it's got some squish. Unfortunately, the armrest / center console is very far back on the right-hand side. That's because they have a lot of things to put in this little amount of real estate here in the middle, and they have prioritized the cup holders in this instance. So you can't really rest your arm on the steering wheel and have it resting, have your elbow resting, but that's okay. I mean, the steering wheel itself is ergonomic enough to where you can rest your hands pretty comfortably on it. Let's go back into sport just for a second. And manual. Paddle shifters are interesting. They're metal. That person is driving absolutely off the road. Okay, they fixed it. They're metal. They don't move very much. It's about a millimeter of movement from these paddles. But it makes everything feel just that much more precise. I mean, I like where they're positioned. What in the world? Okay, something is wrong with the person in this Cadillac. Almost made the person in that E90 crash. Off the road again. We're going to keep our distance. Lotus, I am protecting your car from this maniac in the orange Cadillac. Maybe they're just a test driver. I always say, like, sometimes when I'll do like a bit of a steering test on a straight road, people think I'm drunk or something, but I don't drive off the road like that person did. Jeez, and we've got an Altima behind us with a flapping bumper. We are in enemy territory tonight. Oh my god, look how fast this Altima's coming up on me. Oh, he's gone now. Oh, that may be one of the best performances we've ever had under those. I'm so charmed by this car. It's just, this is like when you have a team of engineers that knows how to build something for an enthusiast, and they say it on the key for the drivers, like they understand. This is a car that gives me the fizz. I mean, every input, every noise it makes, apart from the couple of interior rattles that we're hearing now that we're on a bit of a bumpy section of road. We're gonna sneak in here to this Shell station and get some fuel, which is on the right-hand side. Don't think I've ever put gas in one of these. I wonder if there's a popper for the fuel door. I suppose we will find out. Probably not. It's a Lotus. You probably just get out and touch it and it opens. All right, we are gonna have to turn wide here, because we gotta get up into this driveway. Angle it up, no problem at all. Ooh, okay. What side did I just say it was on? Right-hand side, okay. We'll pull up. A little close there. Into park. Put our windows up. You can actually like stick your pinky in between here if you don't want to go through lifting this little guy up, but it's cool to lift it up. It just adds to the experience. Look at this thing. This probably just, yeah, it just pops open. Oh, and it doesn't even have a fuel cap. All right, whatever you say. Trying not to have the hose touch the car. Let's check these tires now that we're outside the car again. So this is an Eagle F1 Super Sport, 245, 35, 20 on the front. And on the back, probably a 265 or a 285 if I had to guess. 295, 30 ZR20. So yeah, quite the staggered setup. Are we still filling up? We are. Oh, this is actually the slowest. It's only done 1.5 gallons. Okay, we might not be filling this up all the way. I don't know that I have the patience to stand here and wait 14 years for this. I think this is all it's going to have, because I've been standing here now for 5 minutes and it's only done 4 gallons. It actually hasn't done 4 gallons yet. 20 bucks? All right, good enough. Sorry, Lotus. I was going to fill it, but this Shell station had other plans. Okay, that's it. Continue our drive to downtown. We're only a couple of miles away. Let's get this AC going and put the windows down. Oh, we got half a tank. All right, I guess that's good. I am actually going to go out over there because I don't want to go across 4 lanes of traffic. So, turning circle on this is great. Check that out. Now I haven't scraped this on anything. This is quite a doozy. We made it in, which means we should be able to make it out as well. Ooh, there is a car coming. We only have to get to this turn lane here. Ooh, please don't scrape. Okay, we've done it. We have done it. actually have a volume knob here in front of the shifter, or you can adjust the volume on the steering wheel. So 2 physical solutions for you. Honestly, you guys, it's a pretty dang good sound system. I had my treble bumped up just a bit because I think on its zeroed out settings it's just a little hollow, but this for a Lotus, I mean, this is a small car company. For them to have something like this, it's pretty good. I mean, it's like a mid-level Harman Kardon or a mid-level Bose, I would say, pretty comparable to this. So kudos to Lotus for even caring enough to put a good sound system in their sports car. And this is what I mean. Like, this is just such a well-rounded package, from the way it drives from the way it performs, the way it sounds, the way it rides. I mean, this is like a terrible section of road. It just doesn't care. It soaks everything up. I think this is the way I would go with this car. I'd go AMG 4-cylinder and I'd go touring suspension. This just makes sense. Seating position, as I said earlier, visibility is good. I would maybe like to sit like an inch lower. That's the only bit of feedback that I would give on the seating position. Well, now is everyone's favorite part of the video. We get to go up the parking structure and make even more boost noises. By everyone's, I mean it's my favorite part. This is what just the base, the normal screen of the infotainment looks like. I've got this on my MPG screen right now, which apparently is 25. I don't necessarily. Okay, so since I've been driving it, it's done 17.8. But in the past 10 miles, so just on our kind of highway section and then into downtown, allegedly, it's done 25.6. That's pretty dang good. Okay, let's see what visibility is like getting into this structure. I don't want to bump the front on that. Always the test of, can I be able to reach ticket? Oh, the car is very unhappy. Welcome. Oh, obviously it's a bit harder because I've got a camera on my face. Oh, I know, car. Front sensors, that's a good thing. Honestly necessary on a car with this low of a front end. You have to know precisely where that is. So that's much appreciated. The only thing we're missing as far as that goes is a front end lift. Would maybe like to see that just as an option. I mean, you don't have to put it on every car, but give people the option to pay like $3 grand or whatever for a front end lift. And I bet people would do it, though. I mean, you guys saw me traverse some uneven pavement, and this did fine, so. But here's the thing, okay? You can get this car for $100,000, which now is even more appealing because Porsche has just announced that they're gonna pull the plug on the Cayman, which is just wild. I mean, I hope that they'll replace it with something, but that's crazy to hear. So there's really nothing that this even compares to these days. Well, if there is something, someone will call me an idiot for not thinking about it in the comments, but this is a very, very slim segment. And the thing is, you can get in this car comfortably, okay? These seats, quite supportive. They've got lumbar adjust and stuff, which I meant to mention on the highway, but I was too engulfed by turbo noises and all that stuff. Sitting in it's comfortable. There's so many places to put things, like I showed you guys in the beginning. The touring suspension is very forgiving. This is 100% daily drivable. I mean, you guys saw it do the Commute with no problem. this car can do everything. And if you're not traveling every day with like a massive suitcase or something, which even if you were, you could probably still fit it in the back. Then you're fine. I mean, this car will do it all for you. And you can take your best friend with you too. Although you do sit a bit close to the passenger, I will say. The console's, it's very skinny, so hopefully you like whoever's in the car with you, because you'll get to know them quite well by the end of your trip. If AMG was tasked with making a sports car for 100 grand, I don't think it would even be as good as this, honestly, but it would be pretty dang close. So, I mean, hats off to Lotus, AMG, and how cool is it that Lotus kind of branched out a bit, because they've, in the recent years, they have mostly only done Toyota engines in their cars. So the fact that they've gone to AMG, like that is very, very cool. I promise I know how to park. Could maybe use a 360 camera. It's the only other thing I would ask for. All right, let's shut this off. And I guess that's gonna do it here for the Lotus Amira Turbo, a car that I cannot believe how long I missed out on this thing. And I heard from every YouTuber and journalist friend of mine how fun this thing was. And I get it now. I can engage in that conversation the next time it comes up and say how much I just adore this car. I mean, it is really special. It's a car you can bond with. It gives you the fizz, as James May would say. And that's important in a car like this. You want to bond with a mid-engine sports car, and after just 2 or 3 days, I think I've had it 3 days now, driving this car, I have bonded with it. It's going to pain me to give the keys back. This is something really special. And if you're someone that wants a manual gearbox, the V6 supercharged car is great as well. I just like this one better, personally. So you can't go wrong either way. They look the same. They're both thrilling experiences. And kudos to Lotus for existing still. Thank you for existing, Lotus. And I guess that'll do it for the Amira Turbo. Hope you guys all had as much fun as I did with this thing today. But I think that'll do it. If I left anything out, please let me know. Ask in the comments. But again, thank you guys all so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.